Hello YouTube, good morning and welcome back to Watches and Wonders. Today we have something, I'm not going to say special, but something pretty new in front of us from Pagani Design. We have the PD-1792 and this is a new 2025 release, and it is homaging the Grand Seiko GMT from, I believe, 2019. I could be wrong there. I do apologise. And we have, it is the Pagani Design PD-1792. And under first impressions, this thing's beautiful. Really, really is. So, there are some pros and there are some cons to this watch, which I am quite happy to go through with you all today. One of its pros is it being absolutely stunning, and Pagani have really upped their game when it comes to dials, as I'm sure you can all see there. We have a beautiful textured dial on this watch, absolutely stunning. Right, let's get into this. Welcome back. My name is Tom. If you are enjoying what I am doing, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And if you'd like to see anything else that I am doing outside of the watches, please give us a follow on Instagram at watches_wonders and on TikTok at watches and wonders. But right, let's get into this watch then. So, the Pagani Design PD-1792. Personally, I think it is the best looking watch Pagani have produced so far. I think it is absolutely stunning the way the light plays on that dial. It's just absolutely gorgeous. But I'm going to start off with a few things I actually dislike about this watch and get all of that out of the way straight away. So I was under the impression whilst purchasing this watch that I would be getting Seiko's newest movement, the Seiko NH34 or 4R34, which is what some of these watches are advertised. I should have done my research a little bit better before purchasing, because I have actually ended up with a pearl movement, the DG5833 GMT to be precise. Now, I understand there's quite a lot of stigma around the pearl movements not being as good as the Seiko movements. I haven't experienced any problem with this yet. It has been keeping time really well. It's doing alright. I have only had it a week, but it is doing alright. The other thing that I really hate about this watch, and I mean really hate because I've already had a problem with it, is its clasp. So we have a butterfly clasp here. Now, I don't normally mind butterfly clasps, but this one seems to open by itself. So I was walking through town the other day, felt something down at the bottom of my wrist. As I looked down, I had noticed this watch had opened the clasp whilst underneath my sleeve. So I was very fortunate that only one side had opened, so I didn't lose the watch. But it's not exactly what I would call confident rising. Yeah, I was definitely a little bit shocked by it. I've never had that happen to me before from a Pagani Design. I do know that the top clip on this one is a little bit dodgy. Sometimes it refuses to fasten, sometimes it refuses to open. So please do bear that in mind if you plan on purchasing one of these Paganis. So let's get on to some things that I do like about it then. So this is my first Pagani Design with what I'd like to call a sapphire sandwich. So we have a sapphire glass over the face, and we also have it over the movement. So we have a beautiful display on the back of this watch, displaying that, can't deny, it's a pretty beautiful movement by Pearl. Like, it's functioning really well for me so far. I've not had a single problem with it so far, but it is just something I do like to warn people about. Now, there are some good signs and some upsides to the pearl movements. unlike the NH movements from Seiko, this one is actually beating at 28,000 beats per hour, and has a 42-hour power reserve. So we've got a bit more of a power reserve, slight more beats per hour, so ever so slightly smoother seconds ticking hand. It's just the reliable. I'm not sure if it's going to be. What I do plan on doing is doing an update video to this watch in a couple months' time, just so I can see how it's gone, what's been the good sides and the downsides to this watch, and then I can update you guys on what I do and don't like about it. So we are also using C3 loom, but in Pagani's famous loom, it is rubbish. I'm trying not to say any words that I'm pretty sure YouTube won't be happy with me saying about their loom, but yeah, it is really, really rubbish. We have a 39mm case with 13mm thick, so it is quite thick, but it's not overly thick. It is slightly thinner than what you get if I had a Seiko movement inside there. We have a 20mm strap tapering down to, I believe, 19. It is a very, very, very small change, and then back up to 20. And we have a 47.2 lug to lug on this watch, so it does fit very nicely even on the smaller wrists. It's something that I have been very happy with, is actually how it looks sat on the wrist. We have a full top to bottom case made of 316L stainless steel, which I believe is now pretty much industry standard over a lot of these watches, from budget watches all the way up to some of your more high priced watches. 316L stainless steel seems to be the standard. We have a relatively nicely executed stamped crown, which we have screwed down for 100 meters of waterproof, or 10 bar. I'm not the biggest fan on the crown personally. It's a little bit crunchy. Right. Luckily for this watch, the looks are what do it for me, because there are a lot of things on this I've not been a 100% fan of. The bracelet, which we will get onto in a minute. The movement, I was hoping for the NH movement. And the crown is a little bit crunchy, but good job, it's beautiful. It really, really is a good job, it's beautiful. We do have a uncyclops date at 3 o'clock, which I find to be actually relatively easy to see. I do believe the black box around it does help the outline, but as you will see there, it isn't sitting central. Another little pet peeve of mine. It does annoy me. It really, really does. Onto this dial though. Look at that textured dial. That is absolutely stunning. The way that the light reflects back off the hands and the hour markers. This watch is just visually absolutely beautiful. Genuinely beautiful. Now onto the bracelet. So this is using a 3-link. This is a true 3-link bracelet with brushed and polished going down the centre of it. The actual bracelet itself is really, really high quality. It's a fantastic quality. It is quite literally the clasp. I hate that clasp. I hate all butterfly clasps. You get no micro adjustment on it. It is really hard for it to find it to fit your hand perfectly. I do apologise for my bitten nails in the shot, then I am trying to avoid showing them. But it's a beautifully executed strap with just a really, really, really rubbish clasp put onto it. So I do know that you can change these clasps over, and obviously 20mm, pretty much an industry standard, so you will be able to find many other straps for this watch. So in the long run, it's a fantastic watch, but there are many, many, many problems at the same time with it. I am hoping that Pagani will do a few steps forwards and put the Seiko movement in them permanently. I am hoping they will change this butterfly clasp and put an industry standard clasp on it with a few micro adjustments to help people fit other people's wrists. Now, my only other little niggle about this is, and I'm not going to call it a niggle because I don't mind it at the same time, these pearl movements are noisy. They really are. You will hear this spinning up. You will hear it if you... I'm someone who tends to normally sleep with their watch on, and I have been found to hear it spinning up sometimes during the night. If I'm moving around and stuff, I am hearing it sort of like charging up that spring to keep it going. It is very noisy. Personally, myself, I do actually like the noise of the rotor spinning. I am a fan. I really, really am. I think it's something that I really enjoy watching because I'm a little bit sad like that. But it is noisy. But it is beautifully executed. It genuinely is. Solid end links, as you just saw then. Female ends to them links, so it does sit very, very, very nicely. And just to finish off, the case finishing, as you can tell there, we have a brushed going onto polished edges, polished around the bezel, but then brushed on top with the brushed and polished links going down. So this watch visually is absolutely amazing. Quality, they have a few things to work on personally. I believe if they do finally update this movement, it is a watch I will repurchase, possibly in a different colour, and I will do a comparison video for you guys. Due to the room I'm currently filming in, I am in a different room. Loom is going to be pretty hard to show, but I will add a few pictures to my channel just to show you the loom when I get myself into a decent area for it. Other than that, this has been Tom with Watches and Wonders. Thank you for tuning in once again, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.